Hi everyone, it's
Hi
Neb,
guys, I'm Bobby.
and today we're gonna talk about living in foreign country by yourself.
We both, well, you longer than I have for sure, but we
So-
both lived in other countries and worked in other countries. She's been here in the United States for how long?
For 10 years, and I also lived in Germany.
Yeah, I mean, I've lived in the United States most of my life, but I've worked and lived in a few other countries as well. Not for as long, but I can still help with this video.
So today we're gonna share our experience with you.
Is our top 10 favorite things that we had from living in other countries.
Okay, so first one is freedom and being independent. So what does it mean? Since I moved in here when I was 13 by myself, I felt extremely free and I felt like I don't need to tell my parents anything anymore. But things didn't go like that. At the end of the month, they called me and they were like, Neb, what you're spending?
That's very true. Did you also know that in any country that is not the country you are from, you can just walk around naked all the time? It doesn't matter which country it is. It's just not your original country.
Okay, that's definitely
that's
not true.
completely okay. If anyone stops you, you can just say, no, I'm not from here.
Okay,
And it
that's
works.
fair. I would buy that. Okay, so second one is
Second one is you can pretend like you don't know the language, which I think works better for you because you actually speak a few languages. For me, I just don't know the languages I'm listening to most times. I could speak a little German when I was in Germany. I spoke zero French when I was working in Paris. So I didn't know what people were saying to me anyways, so I did not have to pretend.
So what does it mean? So when you screw something, when you're in the middle of the meeting and you got messed up, you are watching people and you are not getting the reaction that you're expecting, you can just stop talking and you can act like you don't know the language. It's also, you can...
Right in the middle of a presentation
I
that
did-
you were just presenting in the language.
I don't know, that works, trust me.
You can say I ran out of English.
Oh yeah, I think that's
So I'll
fair.
do the rest of the presentation in Turkish.
I wish I could able to do that. But also, for example, when I start having fight with any of my foreign friend, and if I curse or if I do anything, I just act like I didn't say anything, and I don't know what does it even mean.
You're like, oh, I don't know what those words mean. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
why not? You know?
Yeah. Our third thing is always being ready for the worst situations.
So what does it mean? So each morning you wake up, you're like, wow, I'm here, I made it, and then you just start thinking like, what else can go wrong? And then everything starts when once you are trying to take the bus, you're like, how am I gonna figure out this map? How am I gonna take this ticket? How am I gonna wash my clothes?
Yeah, that's a big one. I did not know how to use the laundromats for a long time in
and
Europe.
the worst one is checking the currency exchange.
Oh yeah, that's usually rough, you
Yeah.
know, depending on where you're going.
So fourth one is dating is so easy. So what does it mean? Foreign accent always sounds hot. Whichever language you are speaking, I think.
Yeah, as long as your accent is not from there, people will think it's super cool. In some places the American accent sounds cool.
Of course, I think always British accent is winning.
I remember one of our fifth favorite thing is learning about the different culture of wherever you're going to.
So, for example, I love different culture in wherever I live. I love learning. I really love learning it, and after I learn it, I love arguing about it. I'm like, why you guys are doing this? That doesn't make any sense. We never do this.
You love to tell them why they're wrong.
Yeah, I love to tell them why they're wrong. I think because in our culture we have so many different things. Like for instance, you have to take your shoes when you get into home. You have to dry your hair before you go out, otherwise you'll get sick. You need to wear socks. Like we have so many bunch of different things that the other cultures doesn't have it. Okay, number 6. becoming more outgoing and brave. So when I first came in here, I wasn't really know how to speak English, and I was always. My friends were telling me that I'm really rude. I'm making rude jokes, but they are sounding so funny. I was like, what does it mean? They're like, you also don't understand your jokes, that they're like sounding rude.
Yeah, I mean, some things just get lost in translation. So you know, like the calling flip flops falafelops.
Oh, I did
Was
that once.
one.
All my college friends are still making
They
fun of it a
still
lot.
talk about the falafelops. It's true.
Okay, well, whatever.
It's close enough.
So seventh one is yours. Trying different food.
Oh yeah, so this one's one of my favorites. Is the trying lots of new food, and I mean, my strategy when I was living in other countries was I would point to something on the menu, and then if they followed up with any other words or questions or sentences, I would just say yes, and then we'll see what comes on my plate, and then I would eat whatever they bring out. So you don't know what you're gonna get. They could be asking, are you sure you actually want to order this? And you say sure. They could add literally anything. Just make sure you know the words for your allergies if you have any. Otherwise, it's a really fun food adventure.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely learn the food names that you are allergic to.
Yeah, that my strategy hinges on that.
Oh, I remember for like many times when I was ordering food, you know, like you're making bowl or something. They're like, "Do you want this?" And I was like, "Yeah." "Do you want that?" I was like, "Yeah."
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, "Are you sure that you want this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I like it."
Yeah.
Oh, or once I was in the school cafeteria and I was ordering water with my accent, and then the guy was old. And the guy was like, "What? Do you want vodka?" I was like, "Yeah, I was ordering vodka
You're
from the
ordering
school
vodka
cafeteria."
from the school cafeteria.
Yeah.
Okay. So our next favorite thing, I think this is more actually your favorite thing.
Oh, I know what it is. Being
able to
able to do gossip.
Being able to gossip in front of other people while speaking in your own language doesn't work so well with English because a lot of people know some of the key words. But I know you guys, while you've been here with some of your other Turkish friends, can always talk to each other
So,
while you're in the
okay,
big
what
group.
does it mean? So when I'm with group of friends, like so many friends from different places, I always, no matter what, I always have one Turkish friend in that group. And then suddenly, if
gotta
I
have it.
get mad at something, I start speaking Turkish. I'm like, bunlar ne konuşuyor ya? That's mean, what are they talking? Like I can easily use my language
Mm-hmm.
and then start doing gossip easily. My foreign friends extremely hate it.
Mm-hmm.
But here we are, you know.
Yeah, but here we are. Well, I mean, that was like once I started to learn more Turkish and I could kind of understand like the gist of what you guys are talking about. All of her friends would get so shocked when like they'd be gossiping about stuff, and then all of a sudden I would say something about English, like, "Oh yeah, like I agree," or like I know this or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And then they'd be like, "Oh, I forgot he could hear us." But you got to be careful when you try to do that when you go back home.
Yeah. Oh, when I go back, sometimes I'm doing the same thing. Like I'm walking
forget.
with my Turkish friend and suddenly start doing gossip about someone that walks, and they're like, "Ne, they're gonna punch us.
They
like
know.
you should keep your voice down."
Okay, so
Become open-minded.
yep. So our next favorite thing is becoming more open-minded. Is a really big part of living in other cultures and other countries.
I think since we both started to live in foreign countries, we started to say yes for many other stuffs. Like
Not
that.
just food. You can say yes to lots of things. You can say yes to questions. You can say yes to people. You can
Yeah.
say. This is gonna be a long list of things you can say yes to.
So you can say yes to things that you would never say yes, because you are just thinking like what worse can happen, and then trust me, worse things always happens when you
there
don't
can be-
expect
There
them.
can be some bad stuff if you just say yes to everything, but it is the perfect time to go out there as long as you know the words for sorry, please forgive me, sometimes please don't arrest me. all these things. You can go out
I
and do
don't
anything.
think you could ever say, please don't arrest me.
I don't know how to say it in most languages, but I feel like it's important to know how to at least say sorry.
Okay, this is one of my other favorite one. You'll always have an excuse.
Mhm.
So, I mean, for example, if it's your final week or you couldn't able to make it to work, you can always find something that is happening crazy in your country, or you can tell them, oh, this thing happened with my family, blah blah, oh, this cultural thing is happening, blah blah. You can always find excuses to not
Yeah.
do the things, you
Like
know.
if you're exploring and you have to pee and you don't know where a bathroom is, so you just start peeing somewhere on the street. It's just a culture. It's just a difference. It's just what you do, and they need to respect that for sure.
Okay, later I'll make this video by myself. Don't worry, guys.
You're gonna cut me out of it.
Yeah. Oh, now we have the bonus one, and
Oh, we
he
have
found
one.
this.
We have one bonus one that I have mostly learned from hanging out with Neb and some of her other Turkish friends.
Mediterranean
So this is with Neb and some of her other Mediterranean friends. So Turkey, Greece. You know, if you sit in the group and you're traveling somewhere in the Mediterranean, if you just start the debate over who invented baklava, and then you just you watch the carnage ensue. It's very fun.
Actually, it's not just Mediterranean. It happens with my Arabic friends too. I'm like,
Them also?
yeah, Ronin always fights me about it. I'm like, oh, we invented baklava, and she's like, no,
Neb
we
thinks-
invented baklava.
Neb thinks Turkey invented baklava. I think people need the truth and the real answer. The jury is still out. No one knows who invented the baklava.
No, me and Renin after that, after
It's a
the
magical
hours
dessert.
flight, we googled, and then, of course, Turkish people invited.
Really?
Yeah, I told you that.
I don't know. I don't know. There's no way. Do you think it's just?
Thank you so much for watching, guys. We had so much fun. Hope you guys also have fun.
Yeah, it's something a little different from the usual architecture content, but
But it's definitely
Yeah.
still educational video for sure.
this is still really helpful for learning architecture, what we talked about today. So please subscribe to Archie Neb. I don't have a YouTube channel, but like and subscribe, leave a comment. She's great. She's the best. We love you guys.
Please don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.